Exclusive.
Xbox has record sales numbers, and they raised their price on everything. So let's just jump into it. Everything is going up in price. We are getting the Xbox Series X is going to $599.
So it's $100 more.
It's $100 more. We are long past no console I think we'll ever. Remember when we used to get at the end of a generation like a slim version that was cheaper? It was like $100 less. Not anymore. Not anymore. Now your hardware appreciates, baby. So it's an investment.
Yeah, totally. Yes.
Yeah. I bought this thing for $100 cheaper. So what is the trade-in value?
Could we,
what is the trade-in value?
Could we sell it now?
Yeah. What is the trade-in value? Anyone?
I don't know. That's funny.
So the Series X is $100 more. The Series S is $80 more. The controllers mean no big deal. It goes from 59 to 64. But as you know, we've kind of tossed around the idea here, especially since Nintendo first announced it. Xbox has announced that all future games are going to $80. Game Pass remains
their first party.
games.
Yeah. So
Game Pass remains unchanged.
and I think that's going to start
price.
this holiday season is when they're going to start
Yeah.
bumping it up to $79.99.
Yeah.
Because apparently everybody was like, well, Nintendo did it.
Let's go. Spicy, let's start with you. What is your, when you saw that drop, what was your first impressions, thoughts, feelings?
That sucks.
It sucks.
That sucks.
It does.
I don't know. I guess they're behind the scenes. They did the old.
Matharu?
Yeah, they did the old. How stupid are we gonna look? Versus, does this need to happen? Versus, are we gonna make money? Type thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. With all the hardware components pricing going up, obviously this is going to affect everybody around the board. So maybe the Xbox Series X they had to do it to make money or not.
I was telling Jordan earlier, I would love to know like a breakdown of the hardware, because when you think about just video cards, let's say a decade ago, maybe longer, on PC gaming, they were primarily for gaming, right? Like they were video cards for gaming, but now they're used for so many things, right? Like video editing, crypto is a big one that put us under a shortage for forever. Friggin' Bitcoin.
I would say 90% of it was the crypto farming that destroyed the market.
Friggin' Bitcoin.
Yeah,
and then that's not unique. And so there are some people on social media. Well, a lot of people, they're like, this is just greed. Like, I mean, I guess if you call profit motive greed,
here's the thing.
But I don't think that's the case necessarily.
For the last several consoles have been sold at a loss to make up for it in other avenues, software. It's like the HP printer.
Yeah. They
sell printers low and then sell ink high. And I think that's the same kind of concept with consoles. There's smarter people out there than me, but that knows this a lot more. But I know that they take an initial hit and sell consoles at a loss, and then as manufacturing gets cheaper over the course of the lifespan of the console, maybe 7 years or so, there's a break-even point where they start to make money on the consoles.
Yeah.
Maybe this whole the tariffs going on and all that stuff and all the trade that's going crazy in the world, where manufacturers don't know what's going to happen and a whole bunch of stuff. Maybe this threw off their numbers, and this is a move that Microsoft had to make sure that the brand that they can continue making this product. Like if they're taking it at such a loss, then they kill the Xbox essentially, because I'm assuming that with a move like this, that the Xbox is still being sold at a loss.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, a move like this, that's the only I mean,
it just wasn't part of their equation.
Yeah,
with
well,
everything going on.
I think it was part of their equation, though. Like, I think that they are just late to pull the trigger. PlayStation already raised their prices last year.
PlayStation,
the end of last year.
PlayStation was interesting. They raised it everywhere except America.
Yeah, that's because U.S. is top #1 consumer in dollars. But even that's going to change. Nintendo has the advantage of, well, we have a new console coming. So
Well, they also have the advantage of they're still under they're 500. I think once you go over the 500 mark, you're getting into dicey territory.
yeah, that's the biggest thing for me. A $599 console that's 5 years old.
But yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Why did they? It's almost like, could you have waited a year and just released your new one at $600?
Yeah,
So
you know,
that's the thing.
I mean,
That's
it feels like, yeah, I don't know either. Spicy, go ahead.
No, that's why I feel like in order to make a move like this, they have to be selling those at a loss, at a generous loss to this day, and having all the components go up in price.
Whoa.
Right
Jordan's
there?
whole thing
Jordan's
just
mic
fell
just
apart.
fell
Yeah.
apart.
Whoa, it
You
scared
all
me.
right there, dude?
Yeah.
We're being attacked.
I don't think. I mean, obviously, it's not a good move. And it's not a good brand move.
Yeah, I think
From like the like that's a five. It's laughable. It's a 5-year-old console that appreciated
we
in
appreciate
value.
it, baby. That's great.
That's what's so bizarre.
Yeah, no, it is.
That sucks. And there's a whole bunch of prices going up that it's just all over. This is just another one of the whole.
Yeah, I think there's a few things. Sorry, let me continue my thought. I did a short on it today, doing an instant reaction from my car, which was a lot of
I
fun.
watched it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, what'd you think? Did you agree with me? Disagree with me?
I was focused on trying to figure out where you were.
Harmon's.
Okay,
my morning
now
routine,
I recognize
baby.
the building
Yeah,
behind you.
my
Okay,
morning routine, baby.
That's my old gym.
You're trying to geo-guess it.
I was distracted.
I said I think there's three things that are playing into this. Because on Nintendo, I think the lowest common denominator is, just greedy corporations. Like, yeah, maybe, okay, maybe that's 1 to 2% of the equation there. I just think that's just people lashing out and not really. I want to know, like, I'm trying to figure out why. Like, okay, what's the reasoning here? I think there's three things. Obviously, macroeconomic conditions have been terrible for the last 5 years, and that's catching up with all of us. I think we're still paying the price for that free COVID money that came to everybody, and I see it everywhere. Inflation's been high worldwide. That's why everybody blew up during COVID, and now everybody's cutting back. Everyone's cutting back their developers, et cetera, et cetera. So costs, market economic conditions, number one. Number two is, I think we've known for a while. I mean, it's been rumored that the next console, everyone's like, what's that going to cost? It's going to be pricey. Everybody's been saying that for the next PlayStation, for the next Xbox. Nintendo, like I said, had the advantage of, well, we're releasing a new Nintendo. So they, with a generational leap, you can bump that up. I think, to Mark's point, whatever it is, Xbox couldn't wait anymore. But that's the new norm.
Yeah, because you can't raise the price of your 5-year-old console and then come out with a new console next year or the year after that's cheaper.
Yeah,
Like, it
exactly.
just-
Yeah, exactly. You can come out with a handheld that's cheaper, though. I think the handheld is going to be the cheaper of the options.
The thing is at $600 for this console. So we're talking 5-year-old hardware, 6-year-old hardware in this console. So what's the next one going to cost?
Yeah,
At a minimum 6, if not higher.
and so we know.
You wanna know
you're
my guesses
when
now?
you're getting into that price point, and this is where I guess Microsoft has an advantage over other developers like Nintendo and Sony. When you're getting into that price point, why buy a console?
Yeah.
You can get a PC.
Well,
the same
PCs are
price.
you're gonna see that it's gonna be a rollout everywhere.
Yeah,
PCs are gonna take
Get
it.
more,
I think you're gonna still see the same percentage
Go
of-
up everywhere.
Yeah, I think it's gonna happen.
So I think that's been coming. Economic conditions, obviously. Then it's just the new market norm. Like that is the current market conditions in gaming. To Spicy's point, we're going to see that increase everywhere. Nintendo's done it. PlayStation's already done it. Xbox has now done it, and that's where the greed argument. If you were really greedy, you actually would undercut everybody, even at a loss, to try to And so I don't buy, and I also don't buy because then on social media, from the mouth breathers, we get
Well, they're the professional critics, like, or criticizers.
Yeah. We also get, they're colluding. Like, no, they're not. I don't. You know what?
They all went golfing, and they were like,
what has to happen for that to take place?
They all went golfing, and they were like, "Hey, what if we just all raised it $100?"
And then and they did. Okay, who's gonna raise?
Who raises it first? That's how
rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. Microsoft, you got to do it first.
And last but not least, I think that really Xbox kind of doesn't mind raising their prices. It's because they have a subscription service. It's like this. I talked to Jordan on the phone earlier, and this was the example I used. It's like when you go to the gym and you're like, hey, I just want to come for a day. What's the cost? And they charge you the monthly cost for that one day because they don't want day people. They want subscribers. And so this is that. This is the Xbox, the console, the games at $80. That's their a la carte option. They want you on their subscription service. Mm-hmm. So it's not that they did it to do that. I'm just saying I don't think it affects them.
I think I'm going to disagree with you in the fact that this damages their brand far more than.
But how
the benefit of that?
Because brand damage is relative. So brand damage, you and I are both, I don't know, actors. I do a bad thing, you don't do a bad thing. My brand is damaged. You and I are actors. We both do bad things. Like our brand is maybe damaged, but not really, because we both did the bad thing, right? Like in a world where everybody's doing the same thing. There is no brand damage.
But there's not really necessarily fanboyism in actors.
Clearly.
Dennis Quaid is your budget Harrison Ford, but it's not like go Harrison Ford, go Dennis Quaid. Dennis Quaid has way more teraflops.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, but even in that case, like if Nintendo and PlayStation weren't doing this and Xbox did it, it's devastating from a brand standpoint. But when everyone's doing it across the board, like the brand of gaming maybe suffers. I'm not sure that the individual brands suffer when everyone does it.
What I'm saying is public opinion. So we had this discussion a couple months ago. How happy I really enjoy being on the underdog console. I've enjoyed it for 20 years. I love it. You don't
want to go mainstream, man.
I don't want to go mainstream.
You discovered them before they were cool.
I really appreciate that. I like my Xbox because it's always been the underdog console. It's pretty great. But you have I'm getting all these thumbnails now on YouTube, and it's the professional outraged people are at it with this one.
Oh yeah, but they were at it before this. 2 weeks ago, they were at it with Nintendo.
But the movement,
and then Nintendo sold out.
This one hurts more because I get it. Because that's $100.
This one directly affects you.
Yeah, more directly. I get this one because I hated the $70 move. I hated the $80. We've talked about this time and time again.
Yeah, $80 a game is just terrible.
Well, you know what this guarantees?
Huh?
See, we're paying a ton for Grand Theft Auto. Like, we're at minimum.
Should we try to guess the price?
$80 is the baseline for Grand Theft Auto.
I know.
I think we should consider ourselves lucky if that is what the price ends up being. $80 for Grand Theft Auto.
No, Grand Theft Auto is gonna come out at $80. I'm sure.
I don't think so. I think it's a $99.
No.
They do say this is the first $100 game. I think $80. That might be correct now.
I think they're gonna come out at $80 for the base game, and then they're gonna do a $100 version, 5-day early access. Everyone's gonna buy that.
I think they're going to do $100 base and a $120.
And then $500
$129
5-day early access.
And a $120. Yeah, $129, $120.
Do you know what I think the console prices are going to be now that, like, with a move like this that Xbox has pushed this 5-year-old hardware? I think we're going to hit a $999 console.
You think we're getting a high? Because a lot of people are
getting that.
A lot of people are guesstimating, and they have been for a while, like $799,
no,
$699.
I would before yesterday.
Console, if that console's $999, it better have that Steam app on.
Before yesterday, I know. Before yesterday, I would have agreed like $799. Yeah, $699, $799. 5-year-old hardware at that price, $100 more. I think it's kind of preparing the way. I think this is a big push to prepare the way to get us ready for it.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I think we're just in a whole new world of gaming and here's the thing. I do think I had this discussion with someone at work today. He's a big time gamer, and he said, "Look, these developers, these AAA studios. Here's looking at you, Ubisoft. You're charging us more money than ever. Like, look at Expedition 33, for instance, and look at
$50 and on Game Pass,
and look at Assassin's Creed Black Shadow. Expedition 33 is like a 30-man team."
By the way, that game, it came on Game Pass, but that game was a $49 game.
Yeah,
$50.
Yeah. And look at the value difference there, right? Like there is this.
Having played both, I can safely tell you that there is a ginormous value difference.